we are live now with our own game here between GanZi and Sase on a Cloud Kingdom. Starting to the bottom left, we have our Terran player, former Complexity player. It is GanZi, and starting to the top right is Sase. And well, he's still staying at the Tsartil house, our Zerg from Sweden, now here in the losers match. And so far, just to give you a bit of an idea about the race distribution, we have 7 Zergs advancing, 4 Protoss players, and 2 Terran. In the last group, we still have 1 Zerg with Stefano, and also Mini, but MVP and Mana, pretty tough opponents, especially Mana seems to be a little bit like Stefano's Kryptonite these days.
Yeah. We'll see how well he does in that group. I'm actually kind of excited to see the results of that one. We won't be casting that one, but it gives us the opportunity to watch.
Yeah, the results are going to be really interesting. But, well, at this point now, we are focusing a little bit on Group E. That's the one that we have right in front of us now. Starting to the top right, we currently see Sase so far with, where's the gate? And boom, there we go. And on the other hand, 1 barracks for GanZi, a little bit of a Makarex here, hiding them behind the mineral patches.
Yeah, it's going to be an all-in from him.
No. We've seen a lot of double barracks play, but this is not the case this time. We have him use just 1 barracks, trying to be a bit sneaky about it and to try to hide it here.
Yeah. And the gas coming down, of course, for Sase at normal time. See if he takes a second gas. I wouldn't be surprised to see him do 2 and 2. It's something that a lot of Swedish Proasses like to do, and a lot of StarTale Proasses as well as MVP Proasses really have pushed out, and we've seen players like Naniwa and Sase really adapt to that style.
It's actually them who started with it, and then the StarTale players took it over. That's the funny part about it. So the Koreans actually watching closely what the foreigners do here and adapting a few of those things to their own builds, which is pretty cool. But, well, at this point, we see just both of them trying to get some scouting information. Actually, that's a lie. It's only GanZi who sends out 1 harvester. Sase so far doesn't really care too much what's going on in his opponent's base. He didn't send out a single probe, which will give him, of course, a slight advantage in economy. It's just how your builds work. It doesn't really give you an advantage, but it just makes your build a little bit crisper in a lot of cases.
You're absolutely right. GanZi, we talked about that before. We haven't seen very many games from him recently, and I don't know what his style is going to be playing this particular matchup either. Like we talked about before, it's hard to say. Like it's hard to follow him because he's been injured. He's been traveling around. He changed teams a lot. It's hard to say like what he's really been up to in this matchup. So I expect us to see standard play out of him. Nothing weird or unusual. Nothing really stylistic.
Yeah, a solid performance. That's also what I would expect here for him. We have him with the bunker now on low ground just to make sure that gateway pressure is not going to take him early on and kill him. And on the other hand, let's have a quick look to the top right what Sase is doing. We don't see an expansion just yet, but I would be surprised to not see an Nexus, and the probe is already in position. There we have the expansion. GanZi with a double expansion, by the way. It's still no gas. Heads into double command center, and then we'll add the refineries a little bit later. Gives him an edge in the early game in economy, especially as soon as the orbitals are done. And he will have the extra mule, and of course the triple STD production.
Sase just poking a little bit here, trying to do a little bit of damage to the bunker, get a little bit of scouting information. I feel like this matchup is the most important one to get a fast third command center in. It gives you the most advantages because minerals are more important than gas early on in this matchup to get your marines out. And your barracks, of course.
Yeah, for Sase, the transition, we will see robotics eventually. That's of course a given here, and the probe is already in position. 1 gateway so far, straight into Robo after the expand. You want to have the observer out. You want to know what's going on. You want to see your opponent's main base. He will see that there is a 3rd command center, and there's always the danger of your opponent going for a little bit of a delayed cloak build. And we've seen a couple of times in Code A already that this can take the game immediately off you if you're not ready for it. 1 cloak Banshee and you don't have the Robo, and you can basically type GG.
Yeah.
That made up for a couple of funny games.
Definitely so. Sometimes you can defend without a Robo, depending on if your opponent makes mistakes. Wow. This is sudden and scary. GanZi coming in with a few Marines here. He forces Sase up the ramp.
Yeah, and takes down already 1 of the Stalkers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah, and look at that. Stalker's already gone at the low ground, but now suddenly he's focusing probes and he's taking down. He just misses 1. Killed a few though, 3 in total.
Great micro though from Sase there.
Yeah, the Minecraft Sasa was really well done, but the trade
Losing
overall,
losing that one sentry though that he lost. I think that was actually a sentry he lost that we saw explode at the last second was a bit of a loss.
yeah, might be. So guys, don't forget, Funkadelic is actually our observer here, but we always have to sync up a little bit. So sometimes we will, what we focus on and what he shows will differ a little bit. We are of course doing our best here, and he is actually doing a great job observing. But that's just how it works sometimes if you have these online productions. I
Yeah,
want to point,
especially when we've been casting for like 19 hours straight
yeah,
and it's
I want to
6
point
o'clock
out
in the morning.
again that those guys in France doing a great
Yeah,
job. It's really pretty amazing.
they're
But
really
yeah,
syncing it up. They're doing a great job, and
just so that you know what's going on, if there is sometimes a little bit of difference in what we focus on and what you see on screen.
it's totally understandable. But I'm really impressed with the production you've been
Yeah.
using here.
Top right now we have the transitioner for Sase, not only going into the robotics but heading straight into Twilight Council and +1 armor, where we have GanZi also with starting to prepare for the later stage of the game. Double engineering bay provides him with the upgrades 1-1 for the Marines, and Stim is also on its way. And Sase is using this fast charge style.
Yeah, going out for it. He may go for pass +2 armor and try to hit an aggressive timing off 2 bases with charge +2 armor. That's a really old build. We've seen it though, used even contemporarily today. That observer is as good as dead.
If he
As soon as he
scans
has the
there.
energy, he's got 2 seconds left on that orbital, and then
Yep, 1, 2, and do we have the scan? And yep, there it is. Bye observer. So GanZi really paying attention to the map. Sees the small glitch in the force and then immediately drops the scan.
interestingly enough, Sase goes for +1 armor rather than +2, or rather +1 attack rather than +2 armor. He's going to get the second forge though. It's already finished up here, so he's going to be able to pull ahead and upgrades very quickly.
Sase currently still has one observer on the map and is also controlling the Zanaga watchtower so far. Is one of them controlled with a stalker, and the second one is going to be taken in just a few seconds. +2 armor is now on the board. A very heavy gateway focused upgrade style that he uses here. Which
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense since he doesn't go into the robotic space, so he's not focusing on the damage output, which is usually the case when you head into a lot of Colossi. The third base now for Sasa also being built way ahead of GanZi, at least taking it in the mineral line. GanZi, of course, had the third orbital for quite a while.
Yeah, you're right. I think, you know, Sase is a player who has really good control, and GanZi is letting him kind of get his composition that he wants with storms. But on the other hand, GanZi has the faster economy, so I wouldn't say that one player is actually ahead right now. I feel this game is really even, but is the armory done? There's the 2-2, okay.
Yeah.
I was actually starting to get a little bit concerned.
+2 attack has been started now, and we have 5 additional gates for Sase. He's really starting to gear up here. And now also the robotics bay. It makes sense a lot because now he's on 3 bases. He has the Templar Archive. Did not research Storm just yet, but it's just like as soon as you have those 3 bases and you get the extra gas at your third, you can suddenly afford also the Templar Techno upgrades and the Colossi itself. So that makes a lot of sense. And both of them are on 3 bases right now. The supply is a little bit ahead for GanZi. This is especially true in his army supply, but he's also ahead in the worker supply, which is actually a little bit odd if you think about it, because most of the times the Terrans will just go a little bit low on the SCVs because of the mules that they have, and the Protoss player will be the one who has a slight harvester lead, which is not the case here. The economy for GanZi is a lot better than Sas's.
Yeah, very true. And Sase also has to deal with this pressure that's coming out with the medevacs. This is not going to be easy to defend. He does have all the upgrades that he wants, though, to do this. The only thing he's missing is Storm, of course.
Yeah, he's focusing on the Archons now. He has 2 of them, but he doesn't get Storm.
It's safer this way, I feel, for him to get the Archons first.
With the scouting information that GanZi just had with the factory, we have him go straight into the Ghost Academy because he realized there is a Templar Archive. And he has to be on the safe side now. He wants to have something in case that Sase is starting to drop
He's
storms.
also getting +1 for his ship, so he's just not leaving anything to chance.
Yeah, not at all. He's really preparing for all the eventualities here. But the upgrades are faster for Sase. That's really where the Protoss player from Sweden has this big advantage now. We have him with a +3 armor upgrade already on the tab, and +2 attack is going to finish fairly soon.
Yeah, +2 attack coming out now. The extra gates going up. Sase has held. GanZi did not commit, but GanZi has a huge lead here as far as map control goes and supply. I'd like to see him take a 4th base with this. 4 ghosts at a time coming out that just is really indicative of his economy at this point.
And the one player who really puts on the pressure is GanZi. He has this fourth in the map. He doesn't know about this positioned observer for Sase. Sase actually has all the information that he needs. He sees everything. And the fourth base for GanZi is now being built with this position on the map. He knows that it's difficult for Sase to move out, so he tries to take the space. Sase still sneaking probes across the map and dropping forward pylons. But here comes GanZi moving in, and there is nothing for Sase.
Oh wow, he gets in here. If he can get up that concave, that's never what you want. He's even got the factory to help fall off here.
Yeah, this is a really good spot. Force fields are just not going to be that good.
He
We
needs
don't have
Storm.
sentries.
You know, Storm is what he absolutely needs here.
And here comes the fight. I'm actually a little bit surprised. The force fields are good, and GanZi never even tried to walk up the ramp completely and commit. So suddenly he is with a back to the force fields, and most of his army is already gone. But he just had such a huge lead that it might not even matter.
These ghosts at the bottom left not useful here. In fact,
ghosts are completely do nothing. Finally, the EMPs.
Yeah, and 20 supply up. GanZi finishing things off here. He doesn't have the concave. He actually allows Sase down the ramp, though. That's a little bit weird.
But Sase is now suddenly in such a funnel that those EMPs are doing an amazing job.
Yeah, now he finally sets up that concave. That's how you want to fight it. And the upgrades for Sase really showed through in that fight, but it just wasn't enough. You know, if he did not have those upgrades, it would have been nasty.
Sase is now still behind in supply. He's down a base. The fourth is ready for GanZi. GanZi has the ghosts. He has +3/+3 on its way. Yes, Sase has those upgrades already, or he is on +3 armor and will have the next attack upgrade soon. But this is a small timing that Sase can use. GanZi is going to close the gap, and we already have him with a +2 attack upgrade for his Vikings, so Colossi will struggle later on against the Viking power.
Yep. Oh man, this is really cool for GanZi right now because he's got this force at the top left. Now Sase has to make a choice. Do I try to attack his fourth base where he's a little bit vulnerable? Where is his army? He doesn't really know.
And the army size is so much better for GanZi. He has a 30 supply army supply lead. And just look at the overall supply. It's a 50 supply lead. The bank will build for GanZi very fast now. And he's getting every single upgrade in the book. The guy is going crazy. He's going nuts. He's even taking a 5th base at the bottom right.
Yeah.
And that's more than us bargained for. He's trying to get a 4th, but there's just not a lot that he can do. Those +3/+3 upgrades for the infantry of the Terran player is going to finish fairly soon. And then GanZi will be on even upgrades. Sase didn't start shields yet.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Sase, but he has this great position over the fourth though. Thing is, GanZi's gonna go for the attack, and GanZi has the better army, and he's gonna. If we go to a trade, GanZi is always gonna win this trade, so Sase has to turn around. He's gonna leave a few units, it looks like though, to harass the mineral line, which I really like.
And there are still no storms. He does not have the option to go for storms, and the 3rd base is sniped within seconds. It's dead.
This is not looking good for Sase at all here.
Storm is actually researched.
He
does it, but he does not have the means of using them.
Yeah, he has to take this fight too. Look at the ghost position here. He could hit an EMP on those stalkers if he wants it. There it is.
High Templars?
There's one at the back here.
There are 6 of them in the game, but I just can't see them anywhere. Here come the EMPs, and GanZi is in such a great spot. He's taking down the army of Sase without a problem at all, and finally a few storms.
All those Templar from earlier were at the base, but they were not ready for him. Where are the storms? He's so behind on those.
Yeah, it's too late. He lost most of his army already, and now the ghosts take care of the Templars. Sase just not having them with the army, and of course this made it a little bit harder to EMP them, but also no storms.
Yeah.
This is really unfortunate for Sase.
Sase had a cool idea. He wanted to flank those units, try to get the storms off where he couldn't hit the EMPs, but they were just a little bit too slow. Now Sase long distance mining, he doesn't even have a 3rd base, whereas his opponent has a 4th. Yeah, he's forced units off the mineral line a few times with some harasses. Looks like maybe some storms as well, but
resources lost is just highly in favor of GanZi at this point. Bottom right is being attacked. This is the base that Sase found. We have all those Colossi still alive, but there are also 8 Vikings now, and even more being built. The +2 attack upgrade for those.
And Sase's army is cornered here. GanZi's just going to come in and surround him and kill him.
There are so many medivacs. A lot of medivacs, just enough for this army. And look at all those ghosts.
Snipes going down.
10 of them. Here
Good
come
storm,
the EMPs,
but it's not enough.
Even
Second
with the
storm.
Storms, it doesn't really matter. one storm after another, and they do damage, but it's just
The medevacs are
size
too much.
of the army. Yes, the medivacs, the Vikings, everything is just going wrong for Sase in the last fight. This is it.
Yeah, taking a supply lead here, takes out the last Colossi. GG.
GG.
Sase with no economy to fall back on.